Good morning. Today is Friday, September 19th. I'm Kristen Wright from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. Jimmy Kimmel fans converged on Hollywood Boulevard to protest ABC's suspension of the comedian's late-night show. The network took action after Kimmel's comments related to the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Steve Futterman reports from Los Angeles.
And the speeches have been going on here for some time. Many vehicles come by with people honking their horns in support. This is one of the protests taking place here in the LA area. There's been another protest in front of the Disney studios in Burbank. Basically, they are saying Jimmy Kimmel should be allowed back on the air. For the moment, his show remains suspended indefinitely.
Steve Futterman reporting. President Trump suggested yesterday that networks that are critical of him should maybe lose their broadcast licenses. President Trump says he wants to designate Antifa as a major terrorist organization and investigate who's allegedly funding it. Antifa is a loose movement of left-wing activists. Trump and some Republican leaders have suggested without evidence that Antifa or funders may be involved in the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. NPR's Odette Youssef says Trump failed to get a terrorist designation during his first term.
This focus on purported Antifa funders is notable because it distinguishes this round of scrutiny from what happened back in 2020. You may recall back then President Trump also called for Antifa to be designated a terrorist group. That failed in large part because Antifa is more of a movement. It's not a centralized, cohesive national organization, but also because there is simply no legal mechanism to do this.
The man charged with killing Kirk has no known affiliation with Antifa. Confusion and turmoil continue to dominate a closely watched meeting of vaccine advisors to the CDC today. They're discussing changes to the childhood vaccine schedule. NPR's Rob Stein reports.
On Thursday, the committee voted to stop recommending a vaccine that protects children against chickenpox, along with measles, mumps, and rubella for children younger than 4. But the committee also voted to continue letting a federal program pay for the shots. On Friday, the committee acknowledged members were confused when they took that vote and reversed that decision. Then, amid more confusion and apparent dissension within the committee, the advisors tabled a vote to stop recommending vaccinating all babies against hepatitis B within the first day of life. Rob Stein, NPR News.
The Republican-led Congress is expected to vote on dueling stopgap measures today to try to keep the government from shutting down at the end of the month. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's confident he has the votes, but some hardline Republicans and Democrats say they won't support the measure unless it addresses rising health care costs. Lawmakers are scheduled to recess next week. Washington, D.C.'s mayor defended her policies on crime at a congressional hearing yesterday. WAMU's Alex Coma reports now.
Congressional Republicans used Thursday's hearing to simultaneously claim that crime in the city is out of control, but also that Trump's recent actions made it safer than it's ever been. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said crime was falling long before Trump stepped in.
It is true that we experienced, like many places, a spike in 2023. I can say unequivocally, this is not 2023.
While federal control of the city's police force has expired, National Guard troops and federal agents remain for now. Trump, meantime, is threatening to send troops into other Democrat-led cities. For NPR News, I'm Alex Coma in Washington.
Gaza City's main morgue says at least 50 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks over the past 24 hours. Israeli forces are also operating in the south of Gaza. The military says 4 soldiers were killed yesterday in Gaza, but gave no further details. NPR's Anas Baba reports.
That's the sound of Israeli warplanes bombing Gaza City with at least 60 missiles back-to-back. The intense bombardments came without warning, rattling the skies and causing widespread destruction on the ground. Israel has ordered all of Gaza City's residents to leave south as its troops make a push for the center, but hundreds of thousands of people remain. Many say they have no place to go. Others do not have the thousands of dollars it costs to move south. And some families fled but returned to Gaza City, citing inhumane conditions in the south. The offensive on Gaza City comes as 14 countries at the UN Security Council voted in support for an immediate ceasefire. The United States, however, vetoed the resolution. Anas Baba, NPR News, Gaza City.
Israel has closed the only border crossing between Jordan and the Israeli-occupied West Bank. It has also suspended aid trucks bound for Gaza after a Jordanian truck driver killed 2 Israeli soldiers. NPR's Jane Araf has more.
Israel said Friday it had closed its Allenby Bridge crossing until further notice after the attack Thursday by a Jordanian driving an aid truck. It identified the 2 Israelis killed as soldiers. Jordan said a Jordanian truck driver hired 3 months ago apparently shot and stabbed the 2 men before being killed by Israeli forces. The crossing is the only access in and out of the Israeli-occupied West Bank for most Palestinians. Jordan, which has a peace treaty with Israel, is also a main route for food and medicine for Gaza. Israel said it was suspending access to aid trucks from Jordan. Jane Araf, NPR News, Beirut.
The Federal Trade Commission is suing Ticketmaster and its parent company, Live Nation. NPR's Isabella Gomez Sarmiento reports the company is accused of illegal resale tactics.
The lawsuit alleges that Ticketmaster willingly misleads consumers about ticket prices and cooperates with scalpers to mark up resale prices, all at the expense of artists and music fans. 7 states joined the FTC's legal complaint. The FTC is accusing Ticketmaster of listing tickets at deceptively low prices that increase by 30% or more during checkout due to extra fees. The lawsuit also argues that Ticketmaster allows scalpers to bypass security measures and exceed ticket limits. The scalpers then sell tickets to fans on the secondary market at significantly higher prices, which are also subject to Ticketmaster service fees. Ticketmaster and Live Nation did not respond to NPR's requests for comment. Isabella Gomez Sarmiento, NPR News.
This is NPR News.